it's me, Chandler, and I'm here with a brand new series that I'm doing, which is Stick War 2, Order Empire. This is a game on Armor Games. It's on the site Armor Games. The link to this game will be in the description. It's really fun. I advise everybody who's watching this to try it out. It's the sequel to another game on Armor Games, which is the regular Stick War. The link for that will also be in the description. And so yeah, let's just start playing. So play campaign. Start a new game. I already have a game, and go on normal. Okay.
Our people have been slaughtered. Our homes lie ruined. Forced to live uncloaked in the outskirts of our own homeland. The nation called Order has brought nothing but chaos to our people. Our day of wrath approaches. For we are the Archidons. With bows so accurately piercing, they will fall before they get a chance to stand. We are the Sword Wrath, forging blades so sharp that limbs will sever at mere sight. We are the Speartons, born to die, but not before them. We are the Magi Kill, and today we summon unity. Today we stand together as an unstoppable force and take it all back. Left-click and drag a box over units to select them.
So this is just the tutorial.
Very good. Right-click
So
here to move your
I'll just do this so that all you guys know how to
move your mouse
do
here
this.
to scroll the screen sideways. Right-click on this enemy unit to attack.
So I've already done a campaign on this. I haven't completed it completely. I've just done a lot of it. So I do know for these first couple levels what's going to happen.
Down here on the minimap to quickly navigate back to your castle. Nice work. Click on this miner. Right-click the statue to begin praying. Praying gathers mana, which is used to build more advanced units, research technologies, and use abilities. Right-click on a gold mine to gather gold. Excellent. Your gold, mana, and population are shown here. Click the icon below to build a Sword Wrath unit. Excellent. The Sword Wraith is a basic infantry unit. Once finished training, he will appear from the castle gates. A Spearton is attacking! Click here to garrison your units inside the castle. Very good. Your units will now run to the safety of your castle walls. Click on the archery range building. Click the icon below to build a castle archer. Nice work. Each building contains different technologies and upgrades which must be researched to enable them. Hit the defend button below to send out your units. Excellent. Use your forces to defend against the invading Spearton. For a full list of commands, click Escape or P for Pause menu. Your objective is to destroy the enemy statue before they destroy yours. Good luck.
Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much the main gist of this entire game. I think we all agree that that intro at the beginning was really awesome. And they mentioned in the intro the Order Empire, that's me. And down here at the bottom is my different soldiers that I can get. There are different categories, like this category and this one. And I'll just gain new units as I go along. So I'll queue up a couple Swords Wrath units. And a lot of times at the beginning of this, it's the beginning is pretty slow and not a lot happens at the first couple levels. But once you get later in the game, you things start to get a little bit more interesting. And this is a lot different than the original Stick War. Yeah, it's a lot different. But basically, every time I defeat an enemy, I will gain their technology. So here I'm fighting the Spiritans, so when I defeat the Spiritans, I will gain the ability to create Spiritans, and they will appear in this box right here. And some other new aspects that were added, the mana is a new aspect that was added to this game. The ability to go inside your castle and look at these different buildings is something that was added. These castle archers, and in this, the original Stick Wars was more based around upgrading your units, like your specific units. This is kind of like that, only at the end of each level you get a campaign point. After each level you get a campaign point, and you can use that campaign point to buy an ability. And it's like a tree. The abilities branch off in a tree, so once you buy one ability, you'll unlock a new ability or something like that. So let's just go ahead and attack these guys. So our Swords Wrath are running. Oh, and they also added in... I'll select one of these guys, because I know it's coming up. Right... Oh, here we go. This is the midpoint. The midpoint is a new thing where if you capture it, which that's why I left one of my guys there so he can capture it, it'll award me with more gold. I'll just continuously get gold if I control it. So in case if this initial attack on the Spiritans doesn't work, then I'll have more gold to be able to, so I can build more units. So yeah, I greatly suggest to everybody to play this game. And if you want to play the original Stick War, which is also pretty fun. And each society has their own statue. Like this is the Spiritan statue. So there we go. I've won the very first battle against the Spiritans. And there we go. Congratulations, you've unlocked Spiritan. It's a defensive unit used to tank damage. Yeah. Okay, so then it shows this graph, which is pretty cool. And after every level, I'm really not going to view this, but if you want to, you can pause and kind of look at this if you want. But the Order, which is me, versus the Spiritans, and this is how long it took. So there's the army. In green, so this shows my army. So my army was pretty good, then it got a little bit better, then it got a lot better, then better and better and better. So my army was better than theirs the whole time. Blue for me is my economy, like my money and my mana. It was also better, and their economy is in yellow and their army is in red. So my economy was better than theirs the whole time. So overall, I did better than them. And here are the abilities. So I have one campaign point up here. So I have to get Rage. Rage is the first one. It increases attack and movement speed for a short period of time. Using Rage will take a small portion of health from, like, all my, units. And then once I buy this, like that, I can get passive income or block. Block is where Spiritans move into a defensive stance, reducing income and damage by 40. Then on passive income, I passively gain a small amount of gold and mana every few seconds. So, I generally choose to go in this direction. I do a little bit in this direction, because if I choose to go in this direction, I can come back and buy block and all these. Because these are based on, these two are for your Spiritans, this is for your Archidons. This is for kind of your Sword's Wrath. This is for the Giant that I'll unlock a lot later in the game. But then these are more based on just your general castle until you get over here. These are for the Magic Hill and the Clerics that I'll also unlock later. So, yeah, so I generally choose to go more in this direction. Because these upgrades allow me to get more money and more defenses for my castle. Which if I get more money, then it'll allow me to get more units. So, next battle. And now I move to the Archidons. And I'm gonna save the game. Game saved at Blot Out the Sun. Archidons declare war. If you guys want to read this, go ahead and pause and read it, but I'm not gonna stick around to read it. And here we go. We start off with some miners and some Sword's Wrath. I'm going to have these guys mine. And this is generally my strategy. I buy a couple miners right here at the beginning. Like 4 miners. Because as it's said in the tutorial, you can pray to get mana. And the Sword's Wrath, as you can see, don't cost any mana. Same with the miner. But the Spiritans cost 50 mana next to that blue swirly thing. So I buy a couple miners and have 1 or 2 of them start praying. So if you look up at my mana... If you look up there, you can see that it'll start increasing. See, it went up to 2/7. You get about 7 mana every second or so from a guy. So here we go. My guys are getting into a battle here already. Killed him. Going after the Archidon. Oh no, one of my guys died. Okay, let's have this guy come back and defend. So now we got miners, so we're going to be getting a lot of money. So let's build a Spiriton, and as you can see in the thing, Spiritons cost 450 gold, 50 mana. They cost 3 slots, like 3 people slots, and the maximum, 3 population slots, sorry. And my max population, right now it's 18, my maximum population is 80. So these take up 3 slots, and, so yeah. So after this battle, as you can obviously tell, I will be unlocking the Archidons, the archers, to be able to use in later battles. So there's my Spiriton, looking all epic and stuff. And that Sword's Wrath is almost dead. So as we saw earlier, how you can click this button to garrison all your units. Instead, you can click on a unit or a couple units and hit this thing, the garrison command, or you can hit G. So I'll garrison him, because when a unit is garrisoned inside your castle, it'll gain health. And since he's almost dead, I want to have him gain some health. So let's quo up another Spiriton to get, some more defenses up here. So, but yeah, this, at the beginning here, it's not very fun. It's just kind of, you know, just kind of short and not too incredibly fun. But it'll get fun later once I unlock more units, like the Archidons and the Magic Hill, and especially the Giants. Those are really fun. The Giants are fun. They're called enslaved Giants, though. They're not called just Giants. They're enslaved Giants. So, see, I just like to get a lot of Spiritons, because, I mean, they're really, really good units. So, that's just mostly what I get all the time, so. So, got 2 more Spiritons quota. And the good thing is that on most of these occasions, when you're going up against a new rebel force, these are all different rebel forces that I'm going against. When you go up against a new one, the one you fought before usually is very effective against the one you're gonna fight. Like the Spiritons that I just unlocked are incredibly good against the Archidons that I'm fighting right now. So yeah, that happens a lot. Not all the time, though. There are some occasions where it gives you a unit that isn't perfectly good against the others. Go up 2 more Spiritons. And then I think once we get these 2 Spiritons out there, I think we'll be ready. And then if I hit the defend, that'll have all my units defend, so this Sword's Wrath that's in there will come out. And the reason why I generally try to keep one Sword's Wrath alive, so that when I finally go to attack, I can have him stay at the midpoint and capture it, as I mentioned before, just to, just in case if the initial attack doesn't work, which most of the times it will work, but if it doesn't, then I will have, constant money coming in for capturing the midpoint. So, yeah, during this game, I'm gonna be, during this, series, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys lots of, strategies to use in this game. So let's get two more Spiritons, and then we'll go ahead and attack. But, a lot of, but I'm gonna be sharing with you guys a lot of, tips and tricks kind of thing, I guess you could say. Like strategies to beat these guys. So that if you guys decide to play, which I hope you all do, then you will have a good idea of what you're doing when you decide to play. So yeah. And when we get later in the game, you're going to see me using another strategy that I'm not going to mention right now, but you will definitely see me using it later in the game. Okay, so and there's no way. I think there's an upgrade later in the game to speed up the time that it takes to build these units. So a lot of this series is going to consist of building units, but this is a really fun game. So I'm going to select my Sword's Wrath just so I have him, and then click the attack button. So, and I think there should be a couple enemies already here at the midpoint. Oh my gosh, there are a lot of them. Now see, if you notice, the Archidons also have Sword's Wrath. Sword Wrath. Oh, I don't know why he's still going. Stay there. But not all the nations are like that. It's not a cumulative. So you're not gonna see the Spiritons again until a lot later, at a later level. So this is pretty awesome, because all of those Archidons there. And my Spiritons. Oh no, one of my Spiritons. I think one of my Spiritons died. Oh, geez, yeah, no? No? Okay. Let's see, now all my Spiritons are just pinning these guys up against the wall. So, now they're gonna go and attack the, Archidon, statue. Oh, Sword's Wrath. Well, he's gonna die. Oh, he's dead. And their statue falls. And I had a lot of money and mana when that ended. Because it does take a little bit for you to attack these guys. And definitely don't worry, guys. At the beginning of this, you're probably going to be thinking, oh, this is going to be a really stupid and dumb series. But no, it's going to get really exciting. So, let's get an next ability. So I'm going to get passive income, so I can gain things faster. And if you noticed in the tutorial, it showed how to make a castle archer. This upgrade allows you to have 2 castle archers, and this one allows you to have 3 castle archers. And if you look closely, you can see how there's like a 4th star there. So it looks like you can have 4 castle archers, but apparently it doesn't work that way. So if you notice, every mission we can unlock an ability, so you guys can tell how many missions there are in this campaign. There are a lot. So now we're going to the Shadow Wrath. I didn't mention these guys because these guys are awesome. They are the thing with them is they're pretty expensive. They're the first unit that we're gonna get that actually costs a lot of mana. It's the first real good mana costing unit. But they're really good. They're ninjas. Silent Assassins ninjas declare war. And this time I start off with an Archidon and a Sword Wrath. So let's go ahead and buy some miners. Get these guys working. Work, you fools. And if you notice in their picture down there, they have, like, chains. So I guess they're, like, slaves or something like that. I really don't know. So we're gonna have this guy pray. So on the very first level, when you just have the Sword's Wrath, it really doesn't make any sense to pray, because you don't have any units that have praying, so you can just be collecting money. But on every level after that, you want to have at least 1 guy praying, and in later levels, you're going to want to have 2. Because the Archidons cost no mana. But, the Archidon is the last, unit we will unlock that doesn't cost any mana. Every unit after this will cost some amount of mana. So here's our first small wave of guys, which get destroyed by my Sword Wrath and Archidon. So, even though my Sword's Wrath is hurting pretty bad. So these guys aren't such a big deal because they're not like the Archidon. So instead of going with Spiritons, I'm going to go with Sword Wrath and Archidons. So I'm actually going to have this guy stop praying and start mining, because I'm not going to actually need it, because I'm not buying any Spiritons. I might buy a couple Spiritons, just to have some kind of good quality backup for my guys, have some good tank units. But mainly I'm going to be using Sword's Wrath, because hopefully pretty soon you guys are going to get to see a Shadow Wrath, an actual Shadow Wrath. Which the Shadow Wrath will go here. It's in the same category as the Spiritons and the Sword's Wrath. And how these categories work is, if I also were to start building a Spiriton, then it wouldn't build the Spiriton until all of the Sword's Wrath are done. But with the Archidon and the Sword's Wrath can be building at the same time, because they're in different categories. And these three are all in different categories. So, they will be... So I can build one from each category at the same time. Which, when you guys see, once we defeat the Magic Hill, you guys will see that I don't think it makes much sense, because the Cleric goes here, and the Magic Hill goes here, and the Giant goes at the bottom. But it would make more sense if the Cleric and the Magic Hill were in the same group, and then the Giant was by itself. That would personally make more sense to me. Or if, like, the Giant was in the same category as the Miner, or something like that. But, yeah. So, looks like all of our units get a couple more Sword's Wrath, and then we'll go and attack these guys. Because it looks like we have a good amount of forces. And now this is actually when I'm going to start using that strategy that I mentioned before. I'm going to go ahead and have these guys attack, and while these Sword's Wrath are being created, I'm going to have constant waves of Sword's Wrath coming after these guys as a kind of backup kind of thing. See, there's a Shadow Wrath right there. It's a ninja. It's a legit ninja. And ninjas can poison. So I'm gonna send some Sword's Wrath after these guys to help them. Oh, that guy got killed. Ninjas! Ninjas are equally as expensive as Spiritons. But they have more abilities, and they cost mana. They actually cost mana. So it doesn't look like this attack is going too well, actually. Because that guy's about to die. And now all I have left are my Archidons. Queue up some more Sword's Wrath. Lots of Sword's Wrath, actually. Oh my gosh, my Archidons are going to die. So that was pretty much a failure on my part for a attack. But once we have a good army going here, we'll go ahead and try again. I'm gonna try to destroy these guys as fast as possible so I don't bore you guys with waiting until these units get built. But that's pretty much how this game works. I'll build one more, screw it. It's not... So I'm going to build lots of Spiritons. Because I'm actually going to use Spiritons against these guys. And also I'm going to use Spiritons and Archidons. So that's usually what I use. I wanted to try something different on this one, but that really didn't work. Which is okay, but, you know. Okay, got 2 Archidons on the way. And 4 more Spiritons. The Spiritons take 20 seconds to be built. When we get to the point of the Giant takes 40 seconds to be built, which is a really long time when you're playing this game, because you're just sitting there doing nothing while that Giant is being built. But once you have the Giant, it has more health than your statue, which is your objective to defend. But it has more health than your statue. So it's like, it's pretty crazy. So, and as it says here on the Archidon, if you can read that, basic ranged infantry, strong in large numbers. So it's good to have a lot of Archidons, because then you can just unleash waves of arrows on your enemies. So, okay, there's our last Archidon quote up, or created already, so here he comes. So, so after this last Spearton that's being gets built, then we will go and we will destroy the Shadow Wrath. I generally don't use Shadow Wrath a lot. I just don't. I'm not 100% sure why. I just don't choose to really use Shadow Wrath a lot. So let's attack. Attack! Charge! Haha. And Archidons are probably the most, as I mentioned, Archidons are incredibly effective against Shadow Wrath. And that Shadow Wrath was invisible for a long amount of time, which means you can see it, but your units won't attack it. So here we go. In a major battle. Which Spiritons are pretty expensive. At this point, you kind of feel, if you were playing this, you know that you kind of feel that, like, it takes, it's a lot to get a single Spearton. But once we get later into the game, it's gonna be like Speartons just, you know, busting out Speartons like crazy. Because later we're gonna be gaining a lot of money, just doing all that. So congratulations, you've unlocked the Shadow Wrath. Cloak, and the next attack out of Shinobi, that's just an ability that I get automatically. It's not one I have to unlock. Will do increased damage and inflict poison on the enemy. And then there's the graph. And now I'm gonna go for Minor Hustle, which Minor Hustle means that increased minor speed and health. So I'll gain money faster. So next is the Magic Hill, which are the mages. So let's save. And I'm going to end off this episode here. So, I'll see you guys later with more Stick War 2 and other armor games. So, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.